Hey, welcome back to Food According to El Roca. So today we're making some Mrs. Ball's chutney. It's very delicious. In South Africa, we love us some chutney. You can use this for so many dishes and you can put it as a condiment on some of the food that you have. So in this case, I used some peaches, dried peaches, and a can of apricots, but you can also use a cup of dried apricots. If you can get some dried apricots, you can use that. And then I soaked the dried peaches in some apple cider vinegar. You just put enough to cover overnight and soak them in there so that they soften a little bit. And then from there you drain that the remaining apple cider vinegar. I drained it into the pot that I'm gonna use to cook the rest of the ingredients. So just put it in there. You just drain everything and you drain the syrup from the can. If you're gonna use the canned apricots, you can drain the syrup out and you drain it into that, because you're gonna use everything, even the syrup. You can use that, and then you're gonna finely chop your apricots and your peaches. So the dried peaches are so nice because they're going to give some texture to the chutney at the end. So it's very important that you use dried peaches, and if you can get dried apricots, you can use that. But even if you can't, because sometimes apricots are very hard to find in certain areas, so you can use canned apricots. It's still gonna give you the same texture, as long as the peaches are dried ones, so that they give that texture. So you're gonna put your chopped up apricots and peaches into your pot, and then you add more apple cider vinegar, and the apple cider vinegar can be enough just to cover the all the ingredients in the pot. It doesn't have to be a lot, or as long as it covers, it's on top of all the ingredients, and then it's enough. And then you put your salt. I put two teaspoons of salt, and then I put 2.5 cups of sugar. So in this case I used a brown sugar, but you can also use a white sugar if that's what you have. And I put 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. I needed to have that kick, that hotness, a little bit of hot, but you can put 1 teaspoon. If you don't like it hot, you can just put 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I put a cup of finely chopped onions. That's what I put in there. And then I mix everything together, and you just put it on your stove and bring it to the boil. And once it starts boiling like this, then you reduce the heat so that it can simmer for like about 2 hours or so, and 1.5 hour to about 2 hours. You let it simmer with a low heat. You mustn't put the heat too high because it might burn the whole thing. So it's gonna reduce and cook everything. The syrup is gonna form, it's gonna thicken, it's gonna brown, it's gonna get thicker and brown as it simmers in there. So when it's like this, now it's ready. It's thick enough. The syrup has formed. It's so delicious. Mrs. Ball's chutney. I know it's not exactly Mrs. Ball's chutney, but it's a close, it's a close a recipe to that. And I hope you're gonna like it. And please tell me how you find the recipe. Please comment in the comment section and tell me how you find this recipe. And with the chutney, you can use it even for your gravy. If you make a gravy, you can put some of the chutney in there, or maybe you're making a stew, you can put your chutney in there. It's gonna bring an element of acidity and sweetness into your gravy, or stews, even chicken stew, or even beef stew. So please tell me how you find this recipe, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you can work together and share more recipes of awesome food. And if you are new here, welcome, and comment and tell us how you find all these recipes. Thank you so much for coming back and watching.